But when you have, it's radiating off of you. Your father left your mom and left you.
Yeah.
So that would make anyone resentful.
Sure.
Have you had a conversation with your father and said, I'm a grown-up now and just mano a mano? How the fuck do you walk out on a 1.5-year-old kid?
Yeah, I had it on my birthday a few years ago, but the thing is that...
Probably not the best celebration. Happy birthday, Ma. Hey, Pop.
No, it was
What did he say?
It wasn't a normal birthday.
What did he say? We all have that one meltdown birthday.
Yeah.
What did your father say?
Is that true? Everybody has a meltdown birthday?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What did your father say when you said, what the hell?
Here was the crux of it, is that I confronted him about his infidelity.
Oh, I didn't know there was infidelity.
Yeah. No, we talked about that. You said that there was a younger woman or something like that.
I just thought he met someone,
Yeah.
dumped your mom, and did the thing.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So there was infidelity, and it had been covered up in my family. It was like this secret. And then one day my brother let it slip, and I was in my 20s, and my brother had said, he's old, what are you going to do? You're going to make him feel terrible.
Yes.
And that's what my therapist said. He said, he's going to be around a long time, and this will poison the relationship. You have to confront him.
You've drank the poison. You're waiting him to fall over.
Yeah.
Because you have the grudge.
Resentment. Yeah.
Yes.
So it took me 10 years to bring it up with him, and I brought it up with him, and he said he was sorry, and he apologized, and I know it sounds so simple, but it was sincere, and he said something to the effect of, I can't imagine what it's like for you who looked up to me, because I did and thought I was the greatest thing in the world, to then find that out about me. I can't imagine. And he just apologized, and listen, I didn't skip off that day, but my relationship with him was much better from that moment on.
What else could you ask from a man?
Right, exactly. But the other side of that is my brother saying, "Don't bring it up with him," and it's a long time ago, and all these things. So that's the. But it took me 10 years to bring it up because I was so torn about hurting this guy. But in the meantime, every time I talked to him for those 10 years, we were having a conversation about the Red Sox, the Patriots, and on the tip of my tongue, if you could read my tongue, it's like, how could you cheat on Ma? How could you walk out on us? But I never said it.
This is like a scene from a movie.
Well, isn't that what you do when you're a good actor? Yeah, you're saying certain things, but underneath is... Yeah.
So he says he's sorry, completely sincere.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what you went through, Gary. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So then what is the current resentment?
Oh, it's residual and nowhere near what it once was.
So it's you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's you working on you. And believe me, I'm giving you.
And here's the other thing: the man has a lot of faults, and a lot of faults that I see in myself. He's very. He flies off the handle in temper tantrums.
Carries Jay Mohr across the stage, smashes him against the wall, then says, "I didn't do that."
Yeah. Well, people have asked me over the years, "Hey, did you punch out Jay Mohr?" God, no. No, I didn't punch him out.
No, you just carried me and
stories go.
Me.
But here's the other thing: when we were on that show, we used to wrestle sometimes, and I can remember picking you up in a much more playful manner. Yeah. Because, by the way, at that point, I'm still pretty strong, but I was also much younger, so I was strong, and I could lift you up, and it was funny. But then that day, and I think that was the other thing I saw in your face. You were like, "Is he fucking around?" I thought you were kidding me.
Yes. Until I hit the wall and knocked over the set.
Well, here's the thing.
I
with
thought
sets,
you were kidding the whole way.
It looks like I'm killing you because the set is not very stable, and so it shakes.
You were trying to kill me. When you pick someone up and run across the stage with them.
In flip-flops.
Huh?
I was wearing flip-flops at the time. I remember that.
But you're a fucking big guy.
No, I know.
But 6'4", 235?
6'6", 225.
225. About 8% body fat?
No, much more
Beautiful. Than that. 7% tops. How tall are you?
6'6".
Feel like Alan Ladd on Easter Island.
Best in the show.
It's like the 5th podcast I've said that. So with your dad, and we'll move on, and we'll try to get some laughs and salvage this because Gary has just. We're making a lot of headway here.
I feel like we had a real breakthrough today.
What, in your perfect world, what do you want to What do you want your father to do? He's apologized to you.
No. I realize that it's just what I was talking about is just the faults. And so when I go to visit him, he's in a VA hospital.
Oh my God!
He had diabetes. He lost
Put the baggage down and hug him. Jesus, come on.
I have. We have wonderful sessions, but when I go there, and also his mind isn't very sharp anymore. So when I go there, it's like 2 hours of stories of him getting in fights in the Bronx and boxing in the Navy and things like that. And at no point is he like, how's your comedy going? What was it like being on this? How was that going? So
that's not the resentment. I know what the resentment is, and that's not what it is.
Then tell me what it is.
He's leaving you again.
Terrified of divorce.
Oh, wow.
And things like that. And
he's in a room.
That's the thing. He had this
prepare
kid
to leave
late
you
in life, and now he's going to leave.
And when
he's
you
been
go
out
there,
he checked out a long time ago as far as
is this Paul
mentally.
Yeah,
but he's not.
And also he's abdicated
I'd be a great dad.
his throne in that he doesn't run the family
he's leaving
anymore.
you again. And
once you leave the house, so my brothers don't take him seriously.
He set up a little separate kingdom off to the side that he runs.
Yeah.
He's a satellite kingdom.
Yeah.
It's like the Falkland Islands, and your mom's left with England, but it's this bizarre half a throne.
Yeah.
But your father leaving Earth years from now, of course, God willing.
Yeah.
That's the resentment. And that's something you can never say to someone, don't die, asshole.
Yeah. Don't have had me so late.
Yeah.
Because my brothers are much older. They got to have, like my father, if I make him a grandfather, he's not, my kids are never going to know my father because they're never going to know the father that I, you know what I mean? They're going to get this imitation of my father that's not as with and is missing his right leg and is...
like Johnny Most.
Yes. Wow.
Oh my God, I only got one leg and Bird got stabbed under the boards and no one called it. The referees are drunk. They were obviously at Father's 2 on Beacon Street before the Garden game.
Why was that Pharrell or Johnny Most? Why not have children when you can? I'm not, Go out there tonight and knock somebody. Why not have children? And this is it's a Herculean task mentally. But you have so much, as you should, because he's your father, vested in you. Respect thy mother and father, like Carlin said in his 10 Commandments. Respect is earned. And your father earned as much respect. You guys hit the ceiling with, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And that's all he could say to you.
Yeah.
And now he's at the VA hospital.
Yeah.
And you can't think about kids as it relates to your father. You're selling you short because you're so fantastic that I see you in my home, the ease in which you walk in, you take off your shoes. I hand you my kid. You don't set him down. You're not awkward. I go take a leak. I come back. You're in the playroom. You're laying on the floor. My wife's laying on the floor next to you. And you're passing this baby back and forth. You're playing toy. This is greater than you, this ability to love and embrace. Okay, you with me so far?
Yeah.
So why not think about children as an opportunity to reset the rails that your father went off and have children, and as we stated earlier, give them every fucking thing you got in honor of your father and in honor of the sadness he must live with every day, knowing that 2 out of his 3 guys had a full-time dad. And the reason I'm guessing he doesn't ask you about how your stand-up is because it kills him that he can't just get up out of a VA hospital. I'm getting fucking choked up talking about your dad and go see you because you've succeeded his wildest dreams for you. You were a baby. You couldn't feed yourself. You learned to walk and talk, and they had to give you fucking baby food, and you went blah blah goo, and they go, that sounded like he said something, right, Barbara? And then now you call the Comedy Cellar the greatest comedy club in the world, and they go, yeah, we got you. You're all set. And you're not a guy that ever tanks it. You kill it. You're kind. You're like, what do you want your kids to be? Handsome, kind, first and foremost.
Yeah.
You want your children to be kind. And you want to instill in them some sense of fairness, some sense of right and wrong, and I'm going to go through this life with light instead of the darkness. In his absence, your mother superseded her ability to give half, and she gave 90% of it.
Yeah.
And you're the walking embodiment of the incredible woman he left. He can't go see you do comedy. He can't even ask you about it. It's too heartbreaking.
But don't you think that knowing what I'm trying to avoid, which is to see, because I grew up very depressed, and I haven't had an episode in a while, but there were times when I couldn't leave my apartment for days, and the fetal position and that
Yes.
whole thing. Every comedian has been there. So
This is
the idea,
Klonopin pocket right here.
right? Yeah, I'm on everything but roller skates. But anyway, gang. The
Down on the television.
the pressure that I feel when I think about having kids it's this, don't fuck this kid up. And even the most together parents feel that. Chris Rock
At
talks
first.
about it. Don't fuck this kid up. Don't give him
Keep her off the pole.
this self-esteem that you have to instill in a kid. Like I always felt,
You don't
why do we
establish
become comedians? We didn't get attention maybe?
It's also how you sometimes.
I don't want to make another comedian.
Sometimes you won't. Sometimes, Gary, it's just the way your fucking hard drive is installed. No one's bipolar because their fucking parents were weird. You just got born. I was born an alcoholic with panic attacks. You were born depressed.
No, my father's mother was a manic depressive.
I could go through the
right?
family tree,
Okay,
and I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah.
I could find
Yeah,
a
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
food allergy that I'm
Right.
sure I'm going to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
one
yeah.
day too.
All right.
But really, what you're explaining to me is a life of fear and a life of hesitation.
Absolutely.
A reticent life based on things.
Diffident.
Yes, and other synonyms.
Yes.
Life based entirely on things that happened when you were in diapers. Let yourself off the hook. You were a baby. You didn't do any of this. You were a passenger. You were an observer, and you were thrust into this play that your brothers never had to play this part in this play. Your brothers had a different movie they were in. I say to me and my sisters all the time, my mom got sober when I was 8. Me and my 2 sisters have 3 completely different sets of parents.
Do you feel like an only child?
No.
Oh, see, I feel like an
my
only
sister
child.
Virginia set up a wall in front of Julie, and Julie set up a wall in front of me. Like they were the defense. Like, all right, you can call me names.
Yeah.
You can hit me with a wooden spoon. You can maybe get past me to Julie, but you're not touching that fucking baby.
Wow.
That's how I was raised. And that's why my sisters...
I was raised like a pledge at Delta House.
Why flounder?
Yes.
Why not?
Maybe I was...
I thought you were going to answer it. I just gave you a batting practice basketball. Flounder. But it's like not even a bad name.
No.
It's just a regular, like Pinto. In that script, you could have went, Pinto? Why Why not?
Yeah. It's also my favorite scene in one of my favorite scenes in Reservoir Dogs is when they go over the names. Mr. Pink sounds like Mr. Pussy.
Why do I have to be Mr. Pink?
Because somebody else on some other...
Because you're a fucking faggot, right? I mean, you're Mr. Brown. That sounds like I'm Mr. Brown. It sounds like shit. What the fuck difference does it make? What name you are? Was that Colin Quinn as Harvey Keitel?
Yeah, well, you have a cool name.
All right, so what? Mr. White. It's the best. It's all right. Obviously, it's the best name going. We do a bank job. I'm the guy in the white hat, Mr. White.
But don't call me a fucking rat. Who's going to be okay? Say the goddamn words, you know?
You have to let yourself off the hook, and you have to, and not right away, because that would be impossible and stupid of me to ask of you. But you're someone I love. And if I can...
Why?
Because you look what we're doing. I just now realized that this is being recorded.
Confronted him about his infidelity.
Oh, I didn't know there was infidelity.
Yeah. No, we talked about that. You said that there was a younger woman or something like that.
I just thought he met someone,
Yeah.
dumped your mom, and did the thing.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So there was infidelity, and it had been covered up in my family. It was like this secret. And then one day my brother let it slip, and I was in my 20s, and my brother had said, he's old, what are you going to do? You're going to make him feel terrible.
Yes.
And that's what my therapist said. He said, he's going to be around a long time, and this will poison the relationship. You have to confront him.
You drank the poison. You're waiting him to fall over.
Yeah,
because you have the grudge.
Resentment. Yeah.
Yes.
So it took me 10 years to bring it up with him, and I brought it up with him, and he said he was sorry, and he apologized, and I know it sounds so simple, but it was sincere, and he said something to the effect of, I can't imagine what it's like for you who looked up to me, because I did and thought I was the greatest thing in the world, to then find that out about me. I can't imagine. And he just apologized, and listen, I didn't skip off that day, but my relationship with him was much better on my birthday a few years ago. But the thing is that
probably not the best celebration. Happy birthday, time out. Hey, Pop.
No, it was what did he say? It wasn't a normal birthday.
What did he say? We all have that one meltdown birthday.
Yeah.
What did your father say?
Is that true? Everybody has a meltdown birthday?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What did your father say when you said, what the
hell? Here was the crux of it, is that
But when you have, it's radiating off of you, your father left your mom and left you.
Yeah.
So that would make anyone resentful.
Sure.
Have you had a conversation with your father and said, I'm a grown-up now and just mano a mano? How the fuck do you walk out on a 1.5-year-old kid?
Yeah, I had it on